Hello and welcome everyone to another edition of Rev Sports. We have a wonderful game this evening between Mumbai and Delhi. Both teams haven't opened their accounts, and well, to discuss this, we have none other than Boria Majumdar from Kolkata and Atreyo. Welcome, Boria, and welcome, Atreyo, to the show.
Thank you very
Hi.
much. Thank you
Boria,
very much. I mean, look at this. This is truly global. Man from Singapore hosting the show. Digital makes it possible. I mean, this is so much fun.
absolutely. This is the beauty of Rev Sports and the digital platform. Boria, question for you. I'm going to start head on. Is what's prevented Delhi and Mumbai from opening their accounts? They have such strong sides, especially if you look at the Delhi opening pair. If you look at the Mumbai batting lineup, what's been the challenges with these two teams?
I think consistency. I mean, if you see, Rohit has got a start, but thereafter could not convert. So did Ishan. Surya has not been in great form. If you look at that lineup on paper, both the teams have a very strong lineup. I mean, Mumbai has Rohit, Ishan, Surya, Tim David, Cameron Green, who according to me is an absolute rock star. But despite having that kind of a lineup, except Tilak Verma, nobody has performed. Same in Delhi. Only David Warner has been able to perform, but that too not at a good rate. And if you see, there has been, whether it's Prithvi Shaw, whether it is Rodman Powell, whether it is Mitchell Marsh, who played a couple of games, went back home. So all of these players, none of them have been consistent. So both these sides are searching for consistency, and I think that has been an issue with both the teams.
Well said, Atrio. I mean, what's your take on injuries? I mean, especially if you look at the Mumbai side, obviously no Bumrah. Even Archer has had some niggles, etc. Has injury played a big role?
See, Bumrah was not going to be around. That was known. I think the unavailability of Jofra Archer is a big blow because he's a game changer, and that's where possibly Mumbai has suffered, and that's where they will have to come good. And as Boria said, that it's been inconsistency, and other than Tilak Verma, none of their top order batters have got runs. Especially the failure of Surya Kumar Yadav of expected, and that has hit them hard, and possibly that's something they will get to sort out tonight.
No, Atrio, very good point. I mean, I was looking at Twitter. Obviously, everyone's talking and questioning about Sky. Is the sky falling? Boria, you have seen the man. You have spoken to him. You have done interviews. The guy was at a sky high, and suddenly at international cricket with those three ducks, and now that's showing even at IPL in the format the man cherishes the most. What does he need to do? Is he one hit away from another wonderful purple patch?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a piece today stating exactly this, that international sport is cruel. I mean, when you take 2020, Surya Kumar Yadav was doing extremely well in the IPL, but was unable to break through the India ranks. And all of us said it, that, this is perhaps not fair. This man deserves a chance. He deserves a look in. And thereafter, once he broke through, it was all very easy for him. One after the other, he was sort of scaling peaks, scoring runs, breaking records, becoming the number one batter. And then this little sort of fall happened. That's what sport is. It teaches you how to lose. Quoting Abhinav Bindra, it teaches you how to fail, how to deal with failure. And in international sport, you will fail far many more times than you win. A Tendulkar scored 50 hundreds in 200 tests. That means 150 test matches, he did not score 100, despite being the greatest ever player. Surya Kumar Yadav will have to learn to live with this, and he's just too good. I mean, I know the guy fairly well. I know how hard he works. He believes in his own ability. So it's just a matter of time before he comes good with a big score.
No, absolutely. I was hoping you bring the lessons from Abhinav Bindra. What a fantastic event that was in Kolkata. And absolutely, I mean, we've heard this from Dravid as well in many of his interviews that you will fail more often than you succeed. That's sports. That's international sports. Bharat, welcome. We were just talking about what's prevented Mumbai and Delhi to register their first win. I want to get your take. What's your sort of take on what's preventing these two sides to come good, such good sides on paper?
Bharat, before you go, let's quickly just give the news. Mumbai Indians have won the toss and elected to field Prantik. That's the news coming in. Mumbai Indians have won the toss and elected to field. Delhi Capitals are going with David Warner, Prithvi Shaw, Manish Pandey, Yash Dhul, That's the change. Rovman Paul, Akshar Patel, Lalit Yadav, Abhishek Porel, Kuldeep Yadav, Anrik Nokia, and Mustafizur Rahman. So two foreign fast bowlers coming in for a Delhi capital. As far as the Mumbai team goes, Rohit Sharma, Cameron Green, Ishan Kishan, Surya Yadav, Tilak Verma, N. Vadera, here Ritik Shokil, Jason Berendoff, Piyush Chawla, Riley Meredith makes a debut for the Mumbai side. So that's the Mumbai side. And bench, Riley Russo for Delhi, Aman Khan for Delhi, and Deval Brevis for Mumbai, Tristan Stubbs for Mumbai. That's the kind of bench we have today. Yes, Bharat.
Whereas Mumbai thought they with Bumrah and Geoffrey Archer picked both of them in the auction. They thought that they have the bowling attack to take out opposition ranks. But as you know, both of them, Bumrah is already out, and Geoffrey has been struggling with an elbow injury since 2019-20 tour of South Africa. So there is a problem there. They don't have the required bench strength if you look at it. Arshad Khan, I've seen him bowl in few DY party tournaments and all junior tournaments, but he's perhaps still a work in progress, raw pace bowler. So he gave away runs in the first two games. Even if you look at the spinners, Ritik, all these guys, they're giving the required potency. And even their batting, then obviously Rohit Sharma is struggling. That's a huge setback for them, because if your opener, if your captain is struggling, then it's not easy. So
All right, we
right,
have the we have the
TCS, well,
perspectives from we have the perspectives from all
yeah,
three of our panelists, and before we go further, let us quickly show you a video that we've from the Delhi Capital side. If you can play the video, please, and we'll get back to the discussion on specifics on impact player and as well as some of the strategies that the two sides will employ this evening. Could we have the video, please?
खींच के मारा छक्का क्या उखड़ गई किल्ली जैसा भी हो सीन सिल्ली ढोल बजा लगी पड़ी है लंका ठंड पड़ी जो चिल्ली पहन के स्वेटर ओढ़ के स्वैगर सबको नचा ओ दिल्ली रे तू रोर मचा
Wonderful. Whatever the results, this is what makes IPL such great entertaining watch. Look at the spirit, look at the music. It's going to be, a great night. And let's get your views on, Rohit Sharma. We've seen a Virat Kohli go through a slump and then obviously he's come back. Are we sort of seeing, Rohit? It's been a while since he scored a 15 an IPL. Obviously, the man has a fabulous record, in the IPL as a captain, as a batsman. Let's talk about Rohit. Where do you see Rohit sort of faltering? What does he need to do differently to sort of come back? Because let's remember, we need Rohit to come back into good shape for India's fortunes later this year as well.
See, there is a lot on Rohit's shoulders. He's India's captain in the Test match format, India's captain in the ODI format, and then captaining this IPL side. So that's a lot of loads to shoulder, and probably that is taking a bit of a toll on him. And yes, as you said, that he has not got going at all over as of now, and I think those extra thoughts. When you are leading different teams in different formats, that becomes a bit of an additional burden on you. So you probably sometimes may not be able to do justice to your primary role, which is of a batter. He's a batter first and a captain next. So I think captaincy in different formats and so much of responsibility in so many different formats, that has made an impact on his game. And I expect him to come good soon.
Boria, I want your views because I was just suddenly recalling he was your very first interview for the back behind the scenes interviews that you've done, so many of them backstage with Boria, was the first one when we sort of started Rev Sports was with Rohit. And I want to get your specific views of his record against Akshar. I mean, obviously Rohit's been a great batsman against spin. But if you look at his record specifically against Akshar, he seems to be struggling. Your thoughts? Do you agree with Atreo that this pressure is mounting on him? Is it something else? Is age catching up? And your thoughts, especially on his tactics against Akshar Patel?
See, the fact is, obviously, at one point in time, he had a team which had about 7 players who would walk into the Indian team. The two Pandya brothers, Bumrah, Rohit himself, Vishan, and there you see the team and they would steamroll every other opposition. And you would also have bowlers who have played international cricket, take for a Nathan Coulter-Nine. So all these players were in Mumbai together. Now that side has broken. That is not the side anymore. Lasith Malinga at his peak was a champion in himself. So that is the side, and come on. I mean, a captain is as good as his side is a well-known thing. Having said that, I do think Rohit as a player and as a captain still has a lot to offer, both for India and for Mumbai. One of these fellows who has a lot of belief in his own ability, knows how to counter pressure, has done that in the past. So, yes, while I agree with Atreo that multiple formats putting pressure on Rohit and all of that, I also believe that it's about Rohit getting one big score under his belt. That will rub off on captaincy. Has to rub off on captaincy. One time, I mean, last match he was about to get going, got a 20 odd, and then got that ball from Tushar Deshpande, which deviated slightly to take his stump. So one would want a Rohit Sharma to fire, not simply for Mumbai, but also for India. Because if a good form, I mean, Rohit Sharma in good form will translate that for India. So it's very, very important, both for Rohit and for David Warner for Delhi, to fire for their respective sides to be stable in this IPL.
So true. I mean, very well put. I mean, we need the likes of Rohit, Sky, etc. to come good because there's just so much international cricket ahead for India. Bharat, I want to get your thoughts on David Warner. He has scored tons and he has piled on runs across all the across the years in the format. But his strike rate, 117 strike rate, that doesn't look too promising. You can't afford in today's world to score at that strike rate. Do you think, his international form, is he trying to use this format to come to form? What do you think is sort of preventing him from going all guns blazing and scoring, the way he used to a few years ago?
It could be because he's leading the side, and if you look at DC's current batting lineup, the rest of the batting unit, they're kind of struggling. The rest of the batters, they're struggling with form. So he's perhaps thinking, I am the leader, I have to lead from the front. So he's trying to shepherd the batting lineup. That could be a reason because now he's not just a player there in that DC side. So that could be one of the reasons why strike rate is really low. Because if you look at the rest of the batting lineup, they've really struggled. Shaw has struggled and is now finding himself out of the side sometimes. And you look at Safras, he's also struggled. So Riley Russo has also struggled when he's got the chance. So Warner perhaps thinks I have a lot of responsibility on my shoulders, and that is why he's playing a kind of anchor role.
All right, Atreo, I know this is a topic that you always love to sort of debate about impact players. What's your take for tonight? Who does Delhi and Mumbai sort of swap for when it comes to impact players? It's been such an interesting sort of ploy that different teams are using and experimenting with. What's your thought on impact players tonight?
Who are the ones in that extras list?
You have Stubbs, you have Devold.
No, I mean, international players, you cannot if you have 4 already playing. So that is something that one has to keep in mind when you are talking impact player. After the 2 principal fundas that we have seen is one Indian domestic batter or a very senior bowler like an Amit Mishra comes in, bowls his 4 overs or 2 or 3 and gets replaced by a young batter. That's what people are using. Except some teams have used 3 foreigners and have got in a new player. So that's the 2 fundas that they have used for impact player. As Atreo sort of looked it up, let me just quickly also come in, Prantik, on the David Warner point.
Yeah.
I think for David Warner to bat the way David Warner does, you also need a Prithvi Shaw to score. You need a Mitch Marsh who's gone to come back. You need someone at the top of the order every day, a Manish Pandey, to score. It has been 0 for 2, 0 for whatever it is, 5 for 1, 10 for 2, 15 for 3. If you have that kind of a score, the captain is in a dilemma. The dilemma is, if I attack and I get out, what will the management tell me? What will the fans tell me? That 15 for 3, what was the need to play that stupid shot? Why did you play that shot and get out? Why did you not take the game deep? So the moment you have a Shaw out, a Pandey out, or a Marsh out, David Warner is automatically being pushed into a shell. And he knows that after he gets out, a Riley Russo is in scoring, a Robman Powell is inconsistent, so automatically there is enough pressure on that side. So he has to solve the dilemma. That's with the bat. And as captain, the moment he gives the ball to someone like Khalil, he goes for 20 runs. And he goes for 20 in the first over. The moment Henrik Nokia or whoever comes in the second, he's already under pressure. So from both sides, Warner has to solve the problem. Prithvi might have to step up, and David might have to go to Nokia first, or even a spinner first, to try and break the monotony, so that Khalil, by going for big runs at the start, is putting pressure on the team. It's not easy being David Warner at the moment.
Fair enough. Definitely not easy. But Atru, let me get your thoughts on, in the last few matches, we have seen some very good raw Indian domestic talent score big and score fast. We have seen obviously the heroics of a Rinku Singh. We have seen what Venkatesh Iyer could do. Sai Sudarshan has played some good knocks. Who are some of the young domestic Indian players today that you're sort of counting on for some good, entertaining, hard-hitting cricket?
And Tilak Verma.
Tilak Verma, Ritik, absolutely. Your thoughts, Atru, on that?
See, more than that, I would like to see how Surya Kumar Yadav performs in this match, because see, Surya Kumar Yadav was phenomenal when he played for India in those T20 matches in the previous few seasons of IPL. That's when the attention was not entirely on him. Now the focus is on him, and that is when the game changes. So it's one thing to perform when you are not expected to perform day in and day out, and it's a different thing to perform when the spotlight is on you. So this is the most crucial second stage of Surya Kumar Yadav's career, and where it has to be seen how he copes with this situation, where expectations and demands are more on him, and obviously the pressure is also more on him. And I think that is going to be a very, very key aspect as far as Mumbai Indians' this IPL campaign is concerned.
Boria, thank you, Atru. Boria, I want to get your thoughts on the young Indian domestic players. What are some of these guys doing right? They're scoring big and scoring rather quick.
I agree. In fact, more credit to somebody like a Tilak Verma, because despite the fall of 2 or 3 wickets, to be able to do that, now that's quite credible and quite commendable. Because Rohit Sharma out, Ishan Kishan out, Cameron Green out, sometimes even Surya Kumar Yadav out, and thereafter to score an 80 plus. Now that takes a lot of doing. So that's Tilak Verma for you. I mean, uninhibited, fearless kind of cricket is what we've seen from a Tilak Verma. Rinku Singh, to be able to back your ability, yes, some might call it freakish, but even in the previous match against Royal Challengers Bangalore, he scored a brilliant 45. So it's not as if he's just scored in one game. Yesterday, even after Nicholas Pooran got out, Ayush Badoni kept his head, and he was able to, and that was unfortunate, right? That six that he hit, and then the bat hitting the wicket, that was unfortunate. So Ayush Badoni was able to take the game deep, get it ready for the Lucknow Super Giants. Yes, I know Sunil Gavaskar has said that he's not seen that many number of Indian talents this year, but you've still seen some, and they give us hope.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, it's the maturity, it's the depth, and many of them are playing match-winning innings. And this will be a good headache for the selectors eventually, because as we spoke about, you have to deal with injuries, especially when international players are playing different formats. So hopefully some of these guys give us options as we get into the serious end of international cricket in the latter half of the year. Bharat, let's quickly talk about the toss, potential effect of the toss in the Arun Jaitley Stadium. I think in the last 31 odd games, the batting side, has sort of lost in most of the cases. It's the chasing side that has won. Your take on, the impact of the toss, and how do you sort of reckon the pitch playing today?
Nowadays, most of the teams elect to bowl, as you know, in the IPL or in T20 tournaments. That's been the case. Unless you get a really tight track, maybe the tournament progresses, you will see a few more tight tracks. As far as Arun Jaitley Stadium is concerned, tend to get tracks that stay on the lower side. Uh, could be that on some occasions the track just got slightly better to bat because of the dew factor. Uh, Ball perhaps skidded off the surface a little more as the game progressed. That could be the case. But this day and age, most of the teams will opt to ball first, and I'm not surprised by that stats. As the tournament progresses, we might see few teams looking at it other way when it comes to the toss factor, because you will get few more tired pitches during the second half of this tournament.
Right. Atreyu, in terms of Mumbai's patterns, we have seen this in the past that they end up losing. They have a lazy start. They end up losing 5, 6 games at the beginning, and then they sort of make us. They wake up and things start suddenly turning up for the good. Your take: is this a pattern that we are seeing with Mumbai, or again, if you were in the Mumbai management and the coaching side, what elements would they need to sort of work on to turn the corner? This is becoming a recurring pattern with Mumbai.
Yes, they have reached the playoffs and even went on to win the title after losing first few matches. It has happened in the past. Whether this will happen this year again, we can't say. But coming back to your question, what they will have to do is get their act together. It's a very simple game. I mean, let's not complicate things. I mean, you have to when it comes to a 2020 game, you have to score those early runs, and as we have seen, I mean, this is a totally a batter's game, especially T20 in India and IPL in India. It's a batter's game. So that's where they have to come good. I mean, yes, they need somebody like Jofra Archer. I mean, if he's available and in his absence, who are going to be the guys to deliver that with the ball? But they have to put runs on the board, and you can't bank only on Tilak Verma to do that, to achieve that. So their
Fair enough.
entire batting unit has become good.
Fair enough. Boria, are you surprised and not seeing enough of Deval Brevis in the main 11? Do you sort of think he's an asset who's been underutilized, given what he's achieved at a young age?
See, they're playing Cameron Green and they're playing Tim David. Now, clearly, if you see in terms of international success and pedigree, these are two players who have already been there, done that, right? Cameron Green is one of the most attractive prospects in the world at the moment as an all-rounder, both as a bowler and a batter. So if Cameron Green gets going at number 3, there you go. He can win you games. Tim David, known to you personally from Singapore, can win you games with the bat, with the big hit. So that's why they are going with these two fellows. And obviously, Jofra Archer and Jason Behrendorff. Archer, if there's an injury, Jason Behrendorff is somebody they have to bank on. A left arm pace. So that is why you cannot play. And they played Tristan Stubbs in one match. So it's difficult to accommodate Deval Brevis, which has been a problem for the Mumbai Indians. But again, I mean, how long can you keep such kind of a talent out? If the batting problems continue, then obviously Deval Brevis will force his way. He's had a great South Africa T20. We know he's a great prospect. So over a period of time, but having said that, I mean, Atreyu mentioned Surya Kumar Yadav. I would say the one match winner who has to come good for Mumbai is Cameron Green. Moment Green comes good, he will score at a very fast pace. He'll get a 50 of 25 balls. He will set up the match like a Marcus Stoinis did or a Nick Pooran did. He's one of those guys who will bring that raw energy and start allowing Rohit Sharma, for example, to play an anchor role. If I was Mumbai, I would open with Cam Green. I've been saying this from day one. I would open with Cam Green, get him there, get Ishan Kishan down, and go with Cam Green at the top, give him license to kill and go hard. The moment they get that start, Rohit Sharma can also play that anchor role because Green will go hammer and top. Some subtle adjustment to try and give them the start and the runs that are going.
Very well said. Both sides have to try something different because they've struggled to open accounts. Bharat, I've sort of read a stat that there are about 5 players across the two teams together who hit more than 100 sixes. Are you sort of expecting a big hitting contest? Are you sort of you expecting that people will be a bit more conservative because they're trying to settle in and get their forms back? What's your expectation from tonight's game?
If you look at the ground dimensions at the Jaitley Stadium, it is dimensions are relatively small. So from that sense, you can say you will see some big hitting contests, but the pitch doesn't support that. So usually you tend to get pitches that stay lower on the lower side. So if you have a set of batters who look to play through the line and on the up, it might not be easy if it again stays on the lower side. So yeah, it's like a double-edged sword that JT Stadium, because on one side the dimensions are relatively small, and on the other side you have tracks that tend to stay on the lower side. So yeah, and also
All
obviously
right.
some of the batters
So
are
I'm
not
guessing you're not
exactly strong.
right. So you're not sort of expecting an explosive brand of cricket tonight, just because I suppose batsmen are trying
Double-edged
to
sword.
find their feet. Atreya, we have just about 2 minutes away. Let's get to predictions. Not just about the match results, but your match predictions, as well as is there any batsman bowler sort of rivalry that you're looking forward to tonight?
See, I do not usually get into these individual matchups. But what I do think about this game is that players of both teams will be a little circumspect because they are high-profile sides. They are yet to get a win into the tournament. So I do think that they'll not start with a very very aggressive, or start on a very very aggressive note. And the I mean, Delhi has experienced a bit of indifferent weather over the last week or so. So the pitch and all may not be that like we saw in Bangalore. It's not going to be like that. But if you ask me to come to predict, I will say it's Delhi because I was in Delhi for a few years.
Boria, your call. You've been all around the world. You've been in Mumbai, Delhi for marathons. Your pick for tonight.
Very tough because it's Rohit Sharma versus David Warner. I cannot pick one. Both are extremely close friends. So it's difficult to pick, plus Saurav Ganguly in that Delhi dugout makes it even more difficult for me. So whoever wins, I'll celebrate. That's the fun of the IPL. India wins every night. So do I.
Well said. I'm backing Mumbai tonight simply because I'm expecting the batting side, especially the middle order, to come good. I personally want Surya to find form because he's my favorite in T20. Bharat, your take, and then we'll get to watching the match right away.
Yeah, although the toss didn't exactly go their way, maybe I will pick DC for this match. Perhaps they will open their account. One point I wanted to add is I am also looking forward to how I guess yeah Shaw is playing right, so how Shaw will tackle this Perendorf's left arm angle with his economy of movement. He's been really struggling with those angle level deliveries and in swingers. So that is one I would be looking forward to because his back doesn't really load up because of that. His range foot is all so that's one that will Shaw will have to overcome, I guess.
Well said. Lots to watch out for. Hard-hitting batsmen, but Atleo said circumspect. Boria is looking ultimately for Indian players to come good, and well, as he said, doesn't matter who wins. India wins at the end of the day, and we're going to watch some good cricket. It's time for the match. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you after the match. Have fun. See you guys. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.